fuck, guys, it seems like the Edo Tensei is now gone. This episode of Naruto Shippuden, finally we end the Edo Tenseis from what Itachi was explaining. This entire episode had a bit of filler in it, actually, surprisingly, with the whole origins of the Izanami and the Izanagi. But to be honest, I was actually quite enjoying like hearing like little origin stories and finding out more about the Uchiha and sort of how they were back in the history, since that's something I've always wanted to know throughout the series, and that's more about the Uchiha history and more just before like the whole before they got annihilated, like some more stuff about it. So like the as Itachi was explaining, there is actually an escape route from Izanami, since it was supposed to be a counterpart of using the Izanagi, and that's one to accept one's reality in the Izanami. So if Kabuto is trying to be someone who he isn't, then he can escape the Izanami. And I found it really sad while this was going on. You actually see one of the children from the orphanage, actually from the war, and he's actually still thinking about Kabuto, thinking, oh, he'll return from this big long mission after this war, maybe we might be able to get him back. I thought that was actually really sad, like, to see that someone from the orphanage is still thinking about the person who he used to be, like, who he, like, originally was, not just trying to intimidate, like, all these kind of people, like, friggin' Orochimaru and everyone else. That, I thought that was a really touching moment, but finding out about the origins of the Izanagi and Izanami, it turns out that the Uchihas were very, very power hungry when they started to learn the Izanagi, and actually ended up killing each other and just like throwing their eyes left and right, like they just didn't give a shit. And it was thanks to like one Uchiha girl who actually learned the Izanami, and this guy finally learned from his mistake, saying, you know, I won't use the Izanagi like that again. Like I only use it for emergencies. Like. So it was a good reason why they came up with the Izanami, and Itachi just right now at the end of the episode was now about to undo the Edo Tensei, but I guess that's saved the next week by how it said in the preview, saying, oh, goodbye brother, and like stuff like that. And you actually see that, you know, Sasuke at the end of this episode saying, why you have to do this, like after everyone's like treated you like that, I mean, you still want to be like Itachi of the Leaf. And he's like, how about all the things that you've done to me and all that and changed me, like. And he said, well, I am the one that's going to change you, as he's like thinking about Naruto, who's the one. So he is leaving everything in Naruto's hands, just like he did like all that time ago. So overall, the episode, it was an alright. It was just a huge pacing issue I found throughout this entire episode. I felt like we didn't need to go through all the way back explaining everything about the Izanagi and the Izanami. That was a real issue with it, and just no real progression. But next week, I mean, the Edo Tensei has stopped, so what does that mean gonna happen to, like, Madara, like, and all the other Edo Tenseis? I hope Madara ain't gone yet, because Madara is a fucking beast. Like, I really do enjoy him. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. What is going to happen to everyone? Like, do you think that the Edo Tenseis will fully stop? Do you think, like, Kabuto might just come out of, like, the Izanami just at the last second to escape it? But that's all for me, everyone. So thank you very much for watching. As always, remember, Savagezweipanda, Sana, and I'll see you guys next time.